of music. I'm wasting memory space. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my wrap-up video, coupled with a TBR because I only read 3 books this month, which is still pretty good considering I haven't really read anything since June. Yeah, I'm just gonna get started and we're gonna do this. Is this even in focus? Okay. It was for Back to Hogwarts, so of course I read the first and second book in the Harry Potter series and I love them. They're favorites, they're all-time favorites. I've easily reread each of these books at least 10 times. Easily. This one the most because this one I actually had to read it for my children's lit class in college, so I read this even more times than any of the other ones I think, but it's a fantastic series. I fall in love with it even more with each reread, and I also really love the fact that every time I reread it I always find something interesting about these. There's always something that maybe I didn't notice it as much as the last time I reread it or things like that. It's such a great series. I highly recommend it. It's just, you guys know I love Harry Potter. I mean, Harry Potter. And I've also come to realize that Snape is an even more awful human being than I originally remembered, which is such a nice thing to remember. I actually started tabbing like all the places where Snape was not a nice human being, and I am comparing it to the times where he is actually okay. And so far in 3 books, or 2.5 books that I've read, there's only one instance in which Snape is a somewhat good human being, and that is in this book. And I have so many thoughts about Snape, guys. I also started tabbing like every kind of Harry-Ginny interaction because you guys know they're one of my OTPs and I thought that it'd be cute if I did that. So like all the pink tabs are like Harry-Ginny interactions. I don't know. I'm such a nerd for Harry Potter. I don't even care. I've embraced it. It's been what, 15 years? I've learned to embrace my love of Harry Potter and not care about what anybody else has to say, which is a really good place to be in, by the way. Highly recommend it. The last book I read is Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. I really like this book. This book is about a girl who is imprisoned for a murder that she committed, and before her execution she is given the choice of either becoming a poison tester for the king or being executed right away, and of course she chooses to become a poison tester, which is kind of why the title is Poison Study. But this book is so good. It's such a good fantasy series. I really liked it. There was so much more surrounding the story. There are some kind of magical elements in there. It's a fantastic series. I really liked it. I did think I ended up giving this like a 4 out of 5, not a full 5 out of 5, because towards the end I did feel like it was a little rushed, but I still really enjoyed it. And those were all the books that I read in August. Again, I didn't really read much, so I wanted to share with you guys some of the books that I'm planning to read in September, hopefully. I decided to put some of like my higher priority books in this TBR. So I might not get to them, I might not get to all of them. I might deviate and end up reading some other books instead of the books that I have here to show you, but either way I wanted to share them with you guys just so you guys can have some sort of idea of the books that I want to read soon-ish. The first 2 books are books that I already started and I'm about halfway through on both of them. The first one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I mentioned in my last video, which is my butterbeer making video, which I had so much fun filming it, by the way. I mentioned that I'm still going to continue reading the Harry Potter books, even if I didn't manage to read them all on time for Back to Hogwarts 15. So yeah, that happened, but I'm really enjoying it. This is one of my favorite books, I think. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite among the 7, but I think this is one of my favorites. This one, Order of the Phoenix, and Deathly Hallows I think are really standouts for me. Next is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Raven Cycle Quartet. I decided that I'm going to pace myself when it comes to these books because I really love them and I wanted to try to read Blue Lily Lily Blue as soon as possible, but the last book doesn't come out until February, guys, and the wait is going to be super hard, and I'm still living in denial about GANSEY's death. in this series because it's not a spoiler or anything. Like, it's in the synopsis of the first book. Like, it's not a spoiler, I don't think. I'm living in denial, guys. I'm happy living in denial, and I don't want him to get hurt. I figured if I just postpone it for as long as possible, it's just not gonna happen. So that's where I am with this series, but I love it so much. If you haven't started the Raven Cycle yet, I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of characters and character building. There are other elements in this story that make it really interesting, but I feel like the main reason why I'm so drawn to this series in particular is just because the characters are so good. You just kind of fall in love with them, and Maggie Stiefvater does like a really great job with characterization and building character arcs, and it's just, I really highly recommend this series if you haven't read it already. And I'm only like halfway through the second book, and I love this series so much, so highly recommend it. Oh my god, why do I always... Oh! Next up, of course, is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I was supposed to read this book last month with Ilse, Kevin, and Jen. I will have their channels linked down below. They all read it already, and I'm the only one who hasn't read it so far. I need to read this, guys. I need to read this. Next, I want to read In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. This is the third and final book in the Darkest Minds trilogy. You guys know how much I love the Darkest Minds. I finally got my hands on this. I was gonna do a haul video, but this and Queen of Shadows are really the only books I bought this month. And Queen of Shadows is technically September, not even August, so this is the only book that I bought in August, which I'm very proud of myself for, by the way. I mean, that's just great. I'm very excited to finally finish off the trilogy. I'm gonna be sad to let go of these characters, guys, because they're so good. They're such amazing characters, but I want to finish the series, and I want to see how it ends. I want to see how... I just want to see if they live happily ever after. I just want them, not even ever after, I just want them to be happy in the end. These characters deserve to be happy, and I want to see if Alexandra Bracken actually makes my babies be happy. Next up, I have The Heart Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. This is the second book in the, what is it? The Remnant Chronicles, I think? Yeah, the Remnant Chronicles. I'm also really interested because the first book, one of the major selling points for me regarding the first book was that you didn't really know much. Like, there was a really big element of mystery regarding the characters. The first book is about a girl who runs away on the morning of her wedding, and she runs away to like this secluded little village, and then two guys show up at the village, and one of them is the prince that she was set to marry, and the other one is an assassin who was sent to kill her. And part of like what really drew me into the story was the mystery that you didn't know who was the assassin, who was the prince, and in this book you already know. This is just a really great series, and there is a lot of tension, not only like romantic really. There's a lot, it sounds like it's has a lot more romance than it really does. I think the title kind of makes you think that, but not really. There's just other stuff going on, not just all romance. I'm just excited to see where the story kind of goes now that we know who is who. And then next, this one I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna be able to get to it, but I want to read Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Six of Crows is coming out the day before my birthday. I already pre-ordered it. I've heard amazing things about it. I really liked Shadow and Bone, so I wanted to try to read this whole trilogy before the book came out. I haven't been able to do that, so I'm hoping to at least be able to read Siege and Storm this month, and then maybe at the beginning of next month read Ruin and Rising, and then read Six of Crows right after. So my battery ran out and I left it to charge for a little bit, so I don't even remember what I was talking about before it cut off. I'm sorry this video is such a mess. I hope you don't mind. I did think about just refilming it, but I'm gonna go with it today. I also really want to try to read a contemporary, but I haven't decided which one to read. I think my top picks right now are Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I've said I want to read that forever, I haven't. Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I really want to read that one as well. Also like Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, just because I wanted to watch the movie and I haven't watched it yet. Those are the books that I read for this last month and the books that I am hoping to read. I was hoping that it was going to be a really short video, but I feel like I just ended up going on and on and on, and it's going to be a really long video, so sorry about that. And it's also a mess. I'm sorry guys. Maybe I should reshoot this. No, you know what? No, I'm embracing it because honesty is the best policy. It happened. It was kind of a mess, and I'm gonna embrace the mess today and just go along with it. and any other cliche that I can throw out there. This video's a mess. Okay, it's time for me to go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. I wanted to try to make a Harry Potter food, drink recipe. I'm gonna try to make butterbeer.